top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. WPA signed coalition pact with PNCR, says it is hesitant about rejoining the APNU. VPAC to change country's outdated and burdensome tax laws, says citizens must be able to earn more. City mayor seeking executive powers to execute council's business, cites inaction of council. And 16-year-old boy charged with murder of city councillor remanded to the juvenile detention center. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Tuesday, February 11th edition of the HGP Nightly News. We have what you need to know this evening. Although hesitant about rejoining the Partnership for National Unity, the Working People's Alliance and the People's National Congress Reform have signed a coalition pact. Here's more. The Working People's Alliance and the People's National Congress Reform will contest the 2025 general and regional elections in partnership. Co-lead of the Working People's Alliance, Dr. David Hines, confirmed this during a Monday morning press conference.
WPA will be going into coalition with PNC, and the PNC has said the same.
Dr. Hines said the logistical aspects of the pact with the PNCR are currently being worked out.
It's a matter of working out the logistics of how WPA being outside of the APNU, how that will play itself out in a practical way.
He underscored that while the WPA is hesitant about rejoining the Partnership for National Unity, it is still committed to coalition politics. Dion Abrams, an executive member, believes his party did not want to risk splitting the opposition votes as it seeks to defeat the PPPC.
We do not wish, we do so with the full knowledge that our party lacks the electoral appeal to win an election on its own. Should we go into an election on our own, we risk splitting the opposition vote and ensuring a return of the PPP to power.
Abrams believed that the Working People's Alliance could play a major role in defeating the PPP at the upcoming polls.
Given the fact that our last three elections were decided by one seat, we are aware that the votes of a small electoral party such as the WPA could make the difference between keeping the PPP in or throwing them out of office. Those who have pledged their support to the WPA are adamant that they do so partly to ensure the latter.
The party said it was also agreed that the work of the joint opposition parties should be broadened to include other forms of political engagement. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. The only way of holding the government accountable for allegations of corruption and malpractice is through exposing and voting them out. That's the position of Alliance for Change's chairman, David Patterson. Antonio Day has more.
I want the citizens to hold them accountable by voting them out.
That was Alliance for Change AFC's David Patterson during a recent press conference. Patterson, in his analysis of the 2025 capital expenditures, accused the government of shifting its attention away from human resource development.
During the recently completed budget debate, several presenters highlighted the wasteful and slothfulness of the implementation of the government's capital work program.
The AFC chairman divulged that Guyana's infrastructure sector received a budgetary allocation of $252.8 billion. This mammoth investment will fund a range of transformative projects, including major road upgrades and the enhancement of transportation networks across the country. He reasoned that large sums of monies are also being expended on several incomplete projects, while human resources development is placed on the back burner.
Between 2020 and 2024, the PPP has expended 1.505 trillion Guyana dollars. That equates to $7.3 billion US dollars.
He gave an example of the gas to shore energy project, which recently received a $51 billion budgetary allocation.
The recent announcement by the Prime Minister that the earliest completion date of the gas to shore project is now November of this year, 2025, should be cause for concerns to the citizens and is a clear indication of how badly managed this project has been.
He remarked that once the AFC assumes office in 2025, all friends and favorites of the ruling Ali regime will be held accountable.
We will hold not only the government, but we will hold the persons that were the beneficiaries of these very generous deals. Every single day you go on to Facebook, they show you the poor performance that's being done. There are persons that are highlighting the friends and family contracts. And together with them, we will be able to hold this entire government accountable.
Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Terence Campbell has joined the Alliance for Change in advising the People's Progressive Party civic government on how proceeds from Guyana's rich resources should be spent. Daisy Richards is on this story.
Appearing on Nation Watch recently, businessman and member of the Natural Resource Fund NRF Investment Committee, Dr. Terence Campbell, agreed with the People's Progressive Party Civic Administration that Guyana has needs. He, however, stated that the government must also understand that money should be evenly distributed across sectors in order to secure the desired outcomes.
And I agree with the PPP government that we do have some needs right now. We need to build up on human capacity and we need to build up on some infrastructure. That does not mean we must spend everything that we get.
He highlighted that there is need for other investments. Campbell said the PPPC administration has overstepped its mark in relation to passing certain legislation.
What that does is effectively leave the investment committee without any work to do.
He added that the fund must be at least 3 times the size of what was approved by legislation for withdrawal. Meanwhile, member of the Alliance for Change, David Patterson, continues to voice his opinion on the topic.
This year, the government has budgeted 737 billion Guyana dollars. And it's impossible, and I could be on record and I could assure it, or that you can record me. It's impossible for them to expend this sort of money other than to award contracts to their friends.
For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Thank you, Dacia. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
With 70% ethyl alcohol, Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer eliminates 99.99% of all germs and even moisturizes in the process, leaving your skin clean and hydrated. Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer. How do you stay clean?
In December 2019, Guyana embarked on a historic journey, producing oil offshore for the very first time with the Liza Destiny FPSO, delivering 120,000 barrels per day. Today, just 5 years later, the nation stands proud as the fastest growing economy in the world. With the addition of 2 more FPSOs, production has increased to approximately 650,000 barrels per day.
Guyana is on the verge of becoming a global destination for sports and culture. Through investments backed by the oil and gas sector, which exceed $3.7 billion Ghana dollars, Guyanese get access to infrastructure and skills training for various sporting activities. The synergy between the economic benefits of the oil operations offshore and support for national initiatives helps position Ghana more favorably on an international stage.
Critques establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Critques establishment, no job is too small or too large.
Welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. The mayor of Georgetown is seeking executive powers to execute the council's business as he cites inaction from members. More from Daisy Richards.
During the Georgetown Mayor and City Council's statutory meeting on Monday, Chief Citizen Alfred Mentor highlighted that after a prolonged delay in executing the business of the council, he is tempted to take matters into his own hands.
But I am dependent on the administration to do the job. And the administration continues to bubble. So if they continue to bubble, I can bubble with them, they won't bubble with them. So I'm saying that if they don't deliver by this time, I will seek to get 3 quotes. Or I'll get quotes for these things, identify the best quotes for it, and the council will pay for it.
Mentor also requested permission from the council to do such, as it has become a necessity.
And if I got put things in place from a necessary standpoint in place at this council, I shall so do. And you know what? I will ask the council to allow for us to deal with these issues so that we can get the necessary movement.
He highlighted that the mayor and city council has given him executive power, and as such, the municipality should stop sitting around.
If I ask it to be vested to me so that I can proceed, that is also a decision of this council. All right? And I'm saying that we have to stop sitting on our sit upon and to cause the job of this council to proceed.
The mayor added that the City Works Committee continues to give excuse after excuse and needed actions aren't being put into motion. Several opposition members also objected to the mayor's request. However, Councillor Alfonso de Armas, who also sits on the Guyana Water Inc. GWI board, has since expressed concern.
I understand your frustration with the slot. Sometimes with the system, I'm frustrated. You know that I'm frustrated, right? However, the way that this report was built, it does not speak so much about matters being that transparent.
For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
One political movement aims to modify Guyana's outdated tax laws to enhance financial sustainability for citizens. The story from Antonio Day.
In an exclusive interview with Nightly News, Darren Best, founder of the Vigilant Political Action Committee, known as VPAC, asserted that socioeconomic challenges can be addressed by reforming the country's outdated tax laws.
To fix this broken system is we have to start with the state apparatus, starting with the Guyana Revenue Authority. We have an old, like I would have mentioned to your colleague, antiquated tax law.
Best argues that Guyana's growing economy should reduce the value-added tax on food items and other commodities. VPAC's manifesto, as seen by Nightly News, calls for reorganizing import taxes on goods and luxury cars so that companies can concentrate on meeting their tax obligation. Furthermore, reorganizing the tax code to control the import and export of all the goods would raise tax receipts by an estimated $60 billion Guyana dollars a year, the document cited. According to the businessman turned politician, raising tax revenues can pose a hardship for the working class and should be addressed.
We have an oil revenue now. Why is the tax law the same? Why are we still burdening the citizens of this country with the same tax law? If we change the tax law, we bring the cost of living down.
Restructuring the tax system along with closing the door on corruption would more than double the amount of money available to our civil servants, including, but not limited to, our police, nurses, teachers, first responders, and soldiers without touching our oil revenue. End of quote. Citizens are literally being denied access to the nation's oil profits so that politicians can enrich themselves, best said.
But if I give you, and all the citizens right now, enough money to buy a Mercedes, and all of you driving Primos and Allion, are you going to go to a body shop and put a Mercedes sign on your old Allion?
This trend of politicians deciding what the entitlements of citizens are must be abolished, the VPAC founder stressed.
So are we saying that the oil well that we have today is only dedicated to some people? And some are not? If you live in Port Kaituma, then the oil revenue doesn't concern you?
Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Antonio. Public dental care in Guyana is set to undergo a significant transformation as part of the Ministry of Health's 2025 budget. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
With 494,000 preventative and curative procedures completed in 2024, Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony last week said his ministry aims to increase that figure to 500,000 this year. He noted that over the past few years, the ministry has expanded its services, ensuring every region has access to quality health care.
We have recently added CT scans and X-rays at quite a number of our facilities. So when people need to get these things, they're actually able to get them right to the facility.
The minister further stated that the ministry is working to introduce crown fabrication services at the Chetty Jagan Dental Center, with this service expected to be available at other facilities soon.
When somebody come in and if they need a crown, they'll be able to design it on the screen. And once that is designed, they send it to a mill and it's milled right in the facility. And within an hour, they'll be able to put in that crown for you. So we have bought the equipment and we are now, this year, we should get that up and running.
The new digital dentistry service seeks to build on recent improvements and expansion of dental services within the public healthcare system. In the 2025 budget, the health sector was allocated $143.2 billion to build capacity, improve services, and expand health infrastructure, among other priorities. During the National Assembly's review of the ministry's budget estimates, Dr. Anthony highlighted government's commitment to building a world-class healthcare system. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Tiana. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Ready to up your game? Ready to up your game? Win big with over 60 epic prizes. A brand new PS5, Nintendo Switch, iPhone 16 Pro Max, Apple smartwatch, and the hottest earbuds from Apple and Samsung. Plus, we are giving away thousands in phone credit and a whole year supply of Buster or Turbo Energy drink. Here's how. Buy any Buster or Turbo Energy drink. Find the code starting with BB and enter online or on WhatsApp. Visit us on Facebook or Instagram at Turbo_Caribbean or Buster Guyana for all the details. Don't just play. Up your game with Buster and Turbo Energy.
HGP Nightly News. We tell you now that a murder charge was on Tuesday read to a 16-year-old boy when he appeared in the Georgetown Magistrates Court. Here is more. The 16-year-old boy, who police say is responsible for the murder of a Partnership for National Unity City Councillor Kyle Solomon last Monday, has been charged with murder. The accused teen, who appeared in the Georgetown Magistrates Court on Tuesday morning, was not required to enter a plea. He was eventually remanded to the Juvenile Holding Center. The matter will be called again on March 6, 2025. Crime sleuths who responded to the scene of the crime found that sometime around 4 a.m. on January 3, 2025, Solomon came out of his house and saw the 16-year-old attempting to gain entry into his shop from a southern door. According to the police, the businessman raised an alarm and the 16-year-old suspect ran away from the shop. The businessman reportedly gave chase and caught up with the suspect. The police say that according to eyewitnesses, a heated argument then ensued. That's when the suspect pulled out a knife from his pants and stabbed Solomon several times. The businessman fell to the ground and the suspect ran away from the scene. Councillor Solomon was pronounced dead at the scene. The suspect's mother turned him over to the police at Linden 1 day after the killing. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. To end our lead stories, days after Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony announced that Guyana's healthcare workers and the elderly will be given priority when the ministry rolls out its influenza vaccine agenda, the first batch is expected to arrive soon. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony, while speaking at a two-day workshop organized by the Ministry of Health, the Pan American Health Organization PAHO, and the International Health Regulations National Focal Point Committee to develop Guyana's 2024 State Party Self-Assessment Annual Report, SPAR, said government is prepared to roll out a program to safeguard the most vulnerable. The first batch of influenza vaccine is scheduled to arrive in the country soon. The vaccine will be administered to healthcare workers and the elderly, who are at greater risk during the flu season.
We have already started the process, and very soon we'll have about 12,000 doses of these vaccines coming into the country, and we'll start rolling out this program.
The minister added that for many years, this vaccine was unavailable in the public healthcare system, forcing individuals to seek it out overseas. Hence, his ministry has made investments over the years to strengthen the country's surveillance capacity.
The surveillance system that we have seen improvement. And with other things that we're doing in the ministry, we should look at how we can complement these things.
Last month, the Ministry of Health announced that the National Public Health Reference Laboratory had officially received accreditation from PAHO and WHO as a national influenza center. Dr. Anthony said the focus is on implementing an integrated surveillance system that utilizes the existing telemedicine infrastructure at healthcare facilities.
We want to use the existing infrastructure of telemedicine, where we have internet connectivity at these 84 sites to enhance how we do surveillance.
Dr. Anthony stressed that if we are to be prepared for the next pandemic, there is a strong likelihood that a virus could jump from animals to the human population.
And when that jump occurs, we must be able to have systems in place so that we can detect any changes that is occurring. And that is why it's important to have this integrated surveillance.
Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for your regional news.
It's Digicell's 18th anniversary, and we're going big with our blowout sale. Get up to 40% off Samsung smartphones. Yes, you heard that right. 40% off Samsung smartphones. Grab the Samsung A05 for just $17,000. The A15 for only $27,000. And the A25 at a jaw-dropping $35,000. But wait, there's more. With every purchase, enjoy a 30-day free data plan to stay connected. Hurry to a Digicell store near you. Offer good while stocks last. Digicell, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Attention homeowners and contractors. When it's time to add the finishing touches, tiles must be on your list. And there's only one place to get the best quality and widest range with modern designs. Gaffurs is the #1 supplier of tiles in Guyana. We've got floor and wall tiles, ceramic and porcelain tiles, stone slate, terrazzo stone, mosaic tiles, and all the accessories including tile trim, spacers, sealers, cleaners and polishers. Also the important thin set and grout. At Gaffurs, the options are endless, but we make it easy for you with the experts in our tile department. They are to assist you in making the right choice. Get the right tiles at the right price from Gaffurs Mac2 Mega Complex or the outlets at Parika, Means, Land of Canaan, Bedford-Wacting, Rose Hall, Kanji, and Diamond. Gaffurs for all your tiling solutions.
Interested in honoring or paying tribute to a loved one, or just making a loved one feel special? HGP TV offers you all that and more. Air your birthday greetings, death announcements, and wedding anniversaries on HGP TV today. HGP TV offers affordable prices, convenience, and great services. Call us on 220-3660 or email us at sales@hgptv.com.
Good evening and welcome to Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. The Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, has issued an epidemiological alert regarding the increased risk of dengue outbreaks in the Americas, attributed to the growing circulation of the dengue-3 serotype in several countries in the region. PAHO urged countries to strengthen their surveillance, early diagnosis, and clinical management to address potential increases in dengue cases. The dengue-3 serotype has been identified in several countries across the Americas, including Brazil, Colombia, Costa Rica, Guatemala, Mexico, and Peru. In 2024, Argentina reported its circulation, marking the introduction of this serotype into the country. In the same year, Brazil and Colombia reported an increase in cases associated with dengue, particularly among children. And it has also been detected in other countries in Central America and the Caribbean. This serotype has been linked to severe forms of the disease, even in primary infections, raising concerns about its potential impact on public health. The re-emergence of dengue-3, after a prolonged absence in certain areas of the region, increases the vulnerability of populations that have not been previously exposed to this serotype. PAHO recommends that countries strengthen vector control measures, enhance diagnostic capacity within healthcare systems, and ensure early and adequate treatment for patients to prevent severe complications. Public education campaigns to reduce exposure to mosquito vector and eliminate breeding grounds are also essential. The head of the UN AIDS agency said the number of new HIV infections could jump more than 6 times by 2029 if American support of the biggest AIDS program is dropped, warning that millions of people could die and more resistant strains of the disease could emerge. UNAIDS Executive Director said HIV infections have been falling in recent years, with just 1.3 million new cases recorded in 2023, a 60% decline since the virus peaked in 1995. But since President Donald Trump's announcement that U.S. would freeze all foreign assistance for 90 days, officials estimate that by 2029, there could be 8.7 million people newly infected with HIV, a tenfold jump in AIDS-related deaths to 6.3 million, and an additional 3.4 million children made orphans. In one Kenyan country, 550 HIV workers were immediately laid off, while thousands of others in Ethiopia were terminated, leaving health officials unable to track the epidemic. Deportation Deportation flights from the U.S. to Venezuela have resumed as part of American President Donald Trump's long-promised anti-immigration push. 2 Venezuelan planes, which together were carrying approximately 190 people, left a U.S. Army base in El Paso, Texas on Monday, bound for the South American country. Except for a brief period under the Biden administration in October 2023, deportation flights from the U.S. to Venezuela have been halted for years. As a result of severe economic crisis and political turmoil under the rule of authoritarian leader Nicolas Maduro, almost 8 million Venezuelans left the country between 2014 and 2024. From October 2023 to September 2024, Venezuelans accounted for the second highest number of quote-unquote encounters of any nationality at the southern U.S. border, according to U.S. Customs and Border Protection. The resumption of deportation flights comes shortly after Trump's special envoy, Richard Grenell, visited Caracas and met with Maduro, after which 6 Americans were freed from Venezuelan custody. Thank you for watching. I am Tiana Cole.
WPA PNCR signed coalition pact says it is hesitant about rejoining the APNU. VPAC to change country's outdated and burdensome tax laws. It says citizens must be able to earn more. City mayors seeking executive powers to execute council's business cites inaction of the council. And 16-year-old boy charged with murder of city councillor remanded to the juvenile detention center. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I am Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.